Yo, RPM Trade Vietnam once again with another live stream. Uh, yo, I got some shit. I got some shit to talk about today too. I just want to point out how, man, it's a it's rough because I understand how some people can take it as me being bothered by it. But really, it's my whole mission in the first place to not only be understood in what it is that I'm saying, but then to change minds wherever they are open enough to be changed, to be some words of encouragement to people to understand where I'm coming from, to be a voice of reason where I really don't be seeing a whole lot of reason, logic, consistency, and none like that shit really happening where it counts the most. This is what it is that I already wanted to do. So addressing haters, clearing the air, quote unquote explaining myself is going to be part of what it is that I do, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not bothered by it. I just think that it's a call to duty in a simple act of me justifying who it is that I am, what it is that I'm doing, what I intend on doing, so I can correct wherever the misunderstandings are. Because even people that act like they can't rock with what the fuck it is I got going on, I can tell right away they don't know what it is that I got going on, and they're judging in a way that I came out here being who it is that I am to make it clear to the people that won't rock the way I rock that none of that matters. Seeing these things as divisions between people who want to be taken as serious adults, people who claim to be looking for the truth. If that's who you really are, there's nowhere in hell that you should be so bothered by what I look like or what I talk like or act like or none of that shit. None of that shit matters, man. And when you act like it does, above and beyond what it is that I'm actually saying, way before you can even see what it is that I'm saying, then you are part of the problem, and I don't even need your help or support for real. Because I shouldn't have to talk like this to grown ass fucking people for them to understand it. And I love being who it is that I am, doing what it is that I'm doing, because I realize that a lot of people who might bear witness to what I got going on won't understand it, or they're going to accept it because of who it is that I am and what I look like and all of that, how I act. But it's got nothing to do with nothing, though, right? Everything that I'm saying is true, whether it's me that's saying it, whether it's a white boy saying it, whether it's an Asian guy in the middle of China saying the shit. It won't even really matter. What it is that I'm saying is way too universal. It destroys all of the barriers of division between us. And all that shit goes away when you know what it is that I'm really doing and saying. The problem is what it is that I'm doing and saying is coming along with the energy and the tenacity and the armed aggression, if you want to call it that at all, that you would expect coming from game bangers, cops, mobsters, um, hardened criminals, military, police officers. All of these guys, they live by the gun because what it is that they think that they should be doing is telling them that they better bring a gun for all of that shit that they talking about, because right or wrong, someone's going to challenge them, maybe even challenge their life. Cops know that. Military soldiers know that. Gang bangers, mobsters, hardened criminals, they all know that. And they say, for the people that cannot rock with me, that will not, for people that take me as opposition, I will be armed, bro. I will be defensive, because that's the first rule of nature anyway. And whatever it is that I do, I'm going to make that a part of what it is that I'm actually doing and saying, if I'm a grown ass fucking man claiming to be standing on something that matters or makes sense at all. Bring a gun with you no matter what it is that you got to say when you're doing that. I think the gun don't got to come into play. But to be so serious about things in the world, and then you have this option that's there for everybody to observe, right? The world is dangerous. It can be. It can be very dangerous and heartless. And in the face of that, with no conspiracy theory needed, you make a choice every day you wake up. Are you going to arm yourself for how dangerous the world might be or could be? Are you going to arm yourself in preparation for that, yes or no? That's way before I call myself a gun rights activist. That's way before a cowboy calls himself a cowboy, or way before a cop applies for that bullshit job to be a police officer. He has already either answered the question consciously or unconsciously about how he feels about the world being dangerous and if he's going to arm himself in defense of that or not. You don't need to be a cop to have to address that and then do something about it, right? This is all basic bottom line shit. So when you look at all of that and how legit that is, that it just seems to make sense that everybody, especially if you are not creating victims, you deserve to arm yourself against the dangers of the world, period. You deserve that. No one should even be trying to stop you, right? If you're a bad guy, you're going to take that fucking gun with plans on being a bully to someone, no matter what sweet shit it is that I say or anybody else says. So you have your gun, you have your options, whatever it is you're gonna do, you're gonna do that shit. You ain't gotta be right. Motherfuckers be knowing they be in the wrong and don't care. They don't care. That's what my gun is for. The bad guys that know they're in the wrong and they just don't care. They just don't care. Do y'all know how hard the world would say, fuck you, I don't care? Do y'all understand that? If you take that shit seriously enough, you should be expecting an aggressively defensive disposition on the world, on politics, if the opinion is coming from, or the opinion or observation, is coming from a man that claims to be serious about what it is he's talking about, his own fucking life, his kids' life, and everything. Life in general. Very serious about it. If you're serious about it, it does not matter what position you stand in on no political thing. I expect that you might have a gun on you, in your possession, accessible, different degrees of accessibility. That's up to you. But I just assume that every man, if he's serious about his life, his walk of life don't even matter. I should respect this man as if he does have a gun, and he ain't gonna let me or nobody else play him on no punk shit in the one life that he know that he actually has, the one that he's in. We can speculate about a fucking afterlife later on. I like the conversation. I love the topic, right? But what I do know for certain is that the conscious me, I know that I am here right now. That's all I really know. I'm experiencing that. Everything else, man, we're going to figure it out. But in the meantime, when I know that I'm here, I will also be here with a gun, period. And I get to act like how I want to act like about that shit because I take it seriously for what that is. And I am going to be proud, diligent, kind of loud. I'm going to take it as a serious part of my personality, who the fuck it is that I am. And you're going to know it, that I don't play around when it comes to defense and the tools necessary for the innocent to defend themselves against the people that don't give a fuck. This is what it is that I'm saying. This is who it is that I am. So when I have a hip-hop kind of a personality, because I consider myself an aspiring rapper, I can put some fucking words together. You'd be surprised, right? I'm a lyrical kind of guy, and everybody says that, and a lot of people are good. You'd be surprised. There's a bit of a poem inside of everybody. And an expressive person like me is going to find the way to fucking say some clever slick to your ass. So I am musically inclined when it comes to being lyrical in the rap genre. I can do that shit, right? I love all kinds of music. You'd be surprised the kind of music that I listen to. Y'all be surprised. It'll blow your mind. Let's go down a list real quick so I can show you how eclectic my music taste is. Steve Miller Band, Bootsy Collins, Stevie Wonder, some older school hip hop like the Chronic album. I still listen to songs off of that. Snoop Dogg's first album. I still listen to shit off of that. Some songs every now and then. I Google, play them. I YouTube them, play them, listen to it. That's what I grew up on: the Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Wu-Tang, West Side Connection, Master P, and the No Limit whole fucking empire. All that shit popped off when I was in high school. So you can consider all of that. Brother Lynch. Listen. And then I also like what's the girl name? It's a song, Sabrina. She's got a song right now that's hot on the radio. Please, 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 by a girl named Sabrina. If anybody know the song, then you can hear the song in your mind right now. I'm not gonna sing it for you. My singing voice ain't really good. The rap voice is alright. But there's a song called Please, Please, Please by Sabrina that's real popular right now on the radio and shit. My 6-year-old daughter sings this song, and sometimes it makes me cry. I'm literally in the car crying, driving her to school because she's singing a song. Because she's a little girl who's got to be a woman one day, and it's breaking my heart to hear her sing the words to a love song that she doesn't even know that her future is going to entail a lot of that stuff, and she just has no idea. She thinks she's singing a song. I'm already aware of the fact that she's going to grow the fuck up, and the world is going to be very different to her, and physically and emotionally and spiritually, the world is going to be different to her. Um, and I just shed some tears for all the times that I won't be around to cry with her when she go through boy issues, um, political issues as they affect her life. All that shit, man. I just think about it all, man. It's all she's doing is singing the fucking song she heard on the radio. But I like the song, one of my favorite songs right now. Um, man, I like some of everything. Um, man, Jimi Hendrix. I fuck with some Jimi Hendrix. Like I play the songs, I listen to them. You might catch me humming or whistling Watchtower from time to time. I love different music, right? But that's just who I am. When I focus on me, who it is that I am through my childhood, my adolescence, my teenage years, becoming a father, my 20s and 30s, or even up till now, I still got that, man. If I hear some Tupac, I know what I'm listening to, bro. It puts me in the zone, bro. If I hear some old Master P or some shit, I know what I'm listening to, bro, right? I can even relate to some of these new rappers a little bit. I can because I recognize the warrior spirit inside of them, and I also know that some of the crazy shit that you hear inside these young boys is in the drill music and shit. What they calling it? The drill rap, the murder rap, all this crazy violent stuff sounds like violence to y'all. And it sounds like violence to me too, but what I know goddamn well I'm dealing with is a warrior spirit trapped inside an environment that's been tampered with, and all of that warrior spirit should be guided towards something else because there's nothing wrong with feeling like you have found something that you're willing to kill or be killed about. It's just that they get lost in all of this street shit, and not all of the kids are even wrong. All of them not even wrong, right? If somebody smoked my cousin in front of me and this nigga got away with it and they still coming up the block shooting, there was another shooting where they tried to get my little brother 3 days after they killed my cousin right in front of me, and then they tried to shoot at my little brother when he was somewhere, but he survived. Little bro probably gonna carry a gun, and I'm gonna carry one too, because I'm gonna say we're not gonna wait for the cops. Because I say that in the midst of my fucking gun rights activism, I say that, right? A good old American white boy who loves the police force and they back the blue and shit like that. Some of those guys still, they have guns, and they know that they not gonna wait for the cops either, and that their life is on the line at any given time. Possibly they want to just carry a gun because it kind of seems like that's their responsibility anyway, and a grown-ass man would just accept all of that responsibility with a smile on his face like I do, totally fucking smiling when I realize that I probably should carry a gun for self-defense because the world doesn't owe me no safety. I create the safety myself with my personality and who it is first, when I know that I don't deserve no bullshit, and then with a gun, secondly, when I realize that all that love that I try to project out to you motherfuckers ain't gonna stop somebody from trying to rob me or kill me or take my kids. None of that is gonna stop none of that shit, but a fucking a mag dump might fucking slow somebody down, right? So I'm with whatever works. The gun just happened to work. I don't gotta like all of the other bullshit in between. Motherfuckers don't like that I look a little younger than what I am. I do, right? I look a little younger than what I am. I'm fucking 44 years old. I don't feel like it. A lot of people say I don't look like it or act like it. I don't know what I'm supposed to act like. I thought I was being me. And then everybody started passing all these motherfucking judgments. Mostly out of jealousy. Because motherfuckers would be on YouTube talking about I'm acting like a young nigga, blah, blah, blah. And this motherfucker be like 35 years old and he'll look older than me. Being my highest fucking everything, right? And he'll look older than me. 30-something years old. Mad at me. Cause I'm pulling off naturally what other guys might try to hang on to. They just can't even hang on to it. They done lost track. They don't know what the youth is on or none of that shit, right? But I'm the perfect candidate to do what it is that I'm doing. Because very naturally, physically and all, I blend in enough with the fucking youth that if I say something and I don't sound like an old guy talking fucking crazy to them like I don't know no better, and this motherfucker thought I might have been somebody's big brother, but I'm old enough to be your father, motherfuckers don't even be knowing. When I'm out doing the open carry demo, the kids that walk up to me, they be surprised how old I am, bro. They be surprised. And not just that I look a little younger than what I am. I don't look young, but I look younger than what the fuck I am, right? When they see all of that mixed together, their minds are blown. They just can't believe that somebody can talk to them and understand what they're going through enough to articulate it very clearly what the fuck it is that's going on. I don't even feel no separation between me and them. But this is how I know I'm the one, bro. Because I'm not supposed to. Because motherfuckers that are 10 years older than me, 20 years older than me, a lot of them ain't even as wise as I am. They're not as educated as I am about how the world works and none of that shit, bro. I'm supposed to be doing what it is and I'm doing it and it feels good, bro. It feels like this is my whole fucking life has been gearing me up to do this because every aspect of my life is falling right into place for me to do this in such a unique way that it just can't even be denied if you stop and listen to what it is that I'm doing and saying. Just look for a second. It's a beautiful thing, right? Hug an AR owner. I walk around with a sign that says hug an AR owner while I'm strapped the fuck up with an AR-15, bro. Bulletproof vest and all that, man. Multiple magazines, all the shit that scare the fuck out of California. They'll shoot me down in California for trying to do this shit. But I can do it here in Iowa. And the cops are waving me and keep on going because the magic paper told them that this is not something that they need to respond to like that. Right? So I call them out on that and then I test them. Do you realize that your magic paper says don't fucking bother me? Right? They realize that. They chill for the most part here in Iowa. Motherfuckers be chilling with me, bro. The cops don't be treating me like no rattlesnake. They just don't, right? So I'm going to come out there to check that. And I'm checking it, doing it over and over again. Like I said, I was going to do it so much that if they was worried when I first got out here by the 10th time, by the 20th time, motherfuckers have chilled out by then if they could not before, because there's too many times where I come out here and all you see is me hugging strangers and nothing ever happens. And people seem to like me, bro. And I'm always smiling. I'm chill. I come out here to intimidate the people that really feel a legit insecurity about my presence. It'll be the bad guys. The ones that realize that after reading the sign, watching my conduct, seeing me out here all the fucking time and then nothing happens, if you still not comfortable with me, it's probably because you diddling kids or something. You think you looking at the hero. That's why you got a problem with me. I don't understand why anybody would have a problem with me. How? Why? Articulate that shit, bro. What's wrong with what it is that I'm doing? Nothing, nothing, nothing. If you think it's something wrong with it, you don't know. That's what it is. You haven't figured it out yet. Because if you figured it out, then you have. I need some articulation, bro. You'd have to tell me why. What it is that I'm doing is damaging or harmful to. You got to show me who it's damaging or harmful to. And you got to tell me how it is. And then you got to tell me what it is that I should have done to make the world safer, better for the kids. Because I literally think that what it is that I'm doing is going to be safer for children. In so many ways that it's crazy. Somebody told me that the image that I'm putting off with this young guy energy, when I should be wise enough to not act like that, is going to make kids think a certain way about. No, the fuck is not, bro. That's what the music might do. I'm telling them that that same pride in being defensive, recognizing that the world don't owe you no motherfucking safety, let you know that you need to be huggable, and that's the only way you're going to be able to stand your ground, to insist that everybody leaves you alone. You can't make enemies and then insist that people leave you alone. That don't make no sense. You got to be huggable and then tell everybody to leave you alone, and then everybody got to go, leave that man alone, bro. Leave him alone and let him live his life. That's what it's about. And kids need to see the image of somebody being proud, right? And very aggressively defensive against anybody that tries me or tries any other innocents in my vicinity. Motherfucker, you gonna die for that maybe. How far we going, right? People need to have that I'm the fucking hero, I wish a nigga would around this bitch kind of energy. That's what I'm trying to show the kids, and it's dope as fucking. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the flavor, right? Because it is what it is. Because the kids that would be like this drill music might see me and go, there's another way for me to be proud and educated about proper gun safety, where I can be very proud that I'm not going to let a motherfucker fuck with me, that I do know that the law does recognize the need for self-defense. Let me learn. Let me exercise. Let the kids do this, and then they're going to do just like I did. I recognized it right away once I owned a firearm and truly appreciated what the ownership meant and the responsibilities that I had and what I have afforded myself by taking on this responsibility of self-defense. Made me feel good that I took it into my own hands and I didn't have to depend on another man, because otherwise I felt lesser than a man, bro. How the fuck am I a man if I'm thinking the only way I can protect my own life is if I call another guy with a gun that I could have mastered myself? That's crazy. And what I want to tell these kids is they don't got to stay away from no guns. They don't have to be a cop or a gangbanger to dive into the fascination about it, or to wonder where their position is in the idea of protection. Is right down the middle, bro. You can be as tough and as proud as you fucking want to be, to the degree that people think that you sound like a rapper. But then tell them, I ain't got no criminal background, I'm huggable, and I've been proving it, and I'm talking some real good shit that you motherfuckers are scared to fucking say. say, you should probably leave me alone and get in your fucking lane, bro. I'm way too dope at what it is that I do to be talking to peons about this crazy ass shit, bro. You got to stop first at the very least and examine who it is that I am before you talk that shit, bro. I'm not showing off on YouTube. I'm not trying to be a young guy like I like rap music. I love this shit. I'm a rapper my fucking self. First of all, I'm going to listen to all of the fucking music and look for the artistry in it. I don't care who made it or how much I agree or disagree with the lifestyle. It doesn't matter. I'll listen to a love song. That's fine. Listening to a love song is okay, right? Okay. It don't mean that whoever's in my vicinity when I'm listening to this love song or whoever the song was fucking written for, that's who I'm also in love with. Or that I'm willing to do or capable of doing all of these romantic things. I can't even sing like that. I like the song, that's it, bro. I will take from the world what appears to be something that I want to adopt for myself as I build myself, as I always have, as you have, right? Can't you think of songs from your childhood that make you feel some type of way right now still? Yeah, man, movies and all that, bro. This shit affects us. What I like doing is taking all of the things that they thought would land me in jail, put me in a cycle of fucking probation and inmate numbers, and can you put some money on my books type of ass fucking lifestyle that I've never had to fucking live because I've never been arrested like that, charged with a serious crime, and then convicted and sentenced to any jail time ever, right? I can be that guy because that's who I am and still be completely incapable and unwilling of selling dope, run off on the plug, shooting the enemy in broad daylight just because I happen to catch him in public and now's my chance. I'm not going to do none of that shit. I don't give a fuck what it is that you think that I look like. If you think that I look like the kind of guy that do that and then I never do that, then who's the fool? Your perception of me can't be right. The reality is right. Your perception can be wrong. And I like that shit too. I like the fact that motherfuckers might take me the wrong way and then be wrong. Because what I'm proving is, as soon as you realize that you are wrong, you're going to say, I can't judge a book by its cover to think that a guy that acts like this has nothing educated to say about nothing. Yes, the fuck I do. I'm the one, motherfucker. I can't think of nobody talking no shit about no gun rights or no rights at all that sound better than me. Nobody, because everybody says what the Constitution says. What I'm telling you is the truth is in whatever inspired the Constitution. And if you talk Constitution, they're going to talk that Constitution with your ass and they're going to say amendable, changeable, voting, system. What the fuck are you going to do when we ignore you anyway? We have put a fucking puppet in place of that position that you thought was going to be filled by his fucking savior. Ain't no savior in this motherfucker. Fuck y'all, we move on. Next voting term, good luck, motherfucker. They just run you through the system and the time just goes and the cycles just go and people just vote and shit just start going. They don't wait for you to understand it or to figure it out or to stop them, really. It just goes. And I'm telling you that once you put natural, inalienable, undebatable rights, human rights, into something that they call a constitutional amendment. If you expected anything less than evil motherfuckers trying to amend it in a way that gives them the upper hand over you, you are a fucking retard. This is an intellectual hurdle that a lot of motherfuckers cannot jump. And it's disturbing to me. Why I gotta argue this shit with y'all, right? My mind be over the fucking moon. Over most average motherfuckers don't think deeply enough to realize that the things that they lean on for support to help them get through their day-to-day life dealing with government and all types of other bullshit are fucking pacifiers and they ain't remedies at all or nothing. They kick the can down the road with this fucking economy and everything. And ain't nobody stopped to say, fuck what fucking politician says he's going to fix the economy or do this for the economy. Why are none of those motherfuckers telling you that the crash of the American dollar is inevitable? It was built on a crime. There's no way out but default. We are trillions of dollars in debt. And then they need to explain what happens when a country like this that's in trillions of dollars of debt goes into default because no politician ever has a plan to bring the debt to zero. They never tell you they're going to bring it down. They said they're going to slow it down. And then they speed it up. And then you let them do it again on the next election cycle. I don't got to like y'all, listen to y'all, or back down from who the fuck it is that I am, what I'm saying, or none of that shit. I don't got to relent about nothing. Everybody up your fucking game up or get the fuck out of my way, bro. Now, how's that for a young boy song in my fucking YouTube short? I can dance to and like any music that I want. Bro, I don't care. I appreciate that warrior spirit. I'll watch a samurai movie and feel inspired to be more of a fucking disciplined warrior of protection for something honorable. And I can watch a fucking samurai movie about a fucking culture that I never lived. That's foreign to me. I can't speak their language. The fucking lips moving to the fucking movie don't match what I'm hearing because it's subtitles and all this other weird ass shit. And I'm gonna power through that shit to watch a movie to feel a sense of inspiration for my manhood about a culture that I don't even understand. I hear the rap shit. I hear warriors, bro, fighting in the wrong direction. Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. Those are the kids that I need to tell them, no, 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 no. You gonna rob that boy? Don't rob them kids. Don't do that shit. Back down from that shit. Turn your direction someplace else. Be educated. Stay out of trouble. Don't let the cops get you wrapped up. You know what they're trying to do, bro? You know what they're hoping? That all of this cycle, all this bullshit y'all got going on over here disqualifies y'all from a fucking potential revolution. Don't the government look crazy? Sounds like a fucking revolution might be on the horizon. Fucking white boys in fucking suits and ties with fucking big ass careers all over fucking CNN keep going. Revolt, collapse, civil unrest, revolution. And then when I say it, I'm wrong or y'all don't know where I'm getting it from. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. You sound crazy. I need to tell these kids. Nothing else is, that street shit is not more important than this other shit that's booming over your head while you guys do this so that you can get yourselves out the way and disqualify yourselves for a whole lot of shit that they got planned for the future for your asses. They don't want aggressive, I will kill or be killed about this shit type of energy coming from a whole bunch of black youth in the inner city that the only thing they want to do is stop a crazy politician from fucking the world up 50 years from now. They want to act right now. And they go, no, 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 we'll slide over there. What's the address? They don't want that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if no kids in the fucking streets did none of that shit to each other anymore? All they said was, we got guns. We know the government crazy. We're seeing all these conspiracy theories all over TikTok and YouTube and IG and shit. We looking into shit. We feeling some type of way. We actually feeling attacked. And we are willing to kill or be killed about things that we are passionate about. Maybe it's you guys. Maybe all y'all should get the fuck out of here. Maybe we should fire you guys. Are you even supposed to be here? According to your own fucking laws, no. You fucked it up on your end and ours. You want to talk about your shit? You fucked it up. A fucking 17-year-old kid that can recite, understand, and know how to properly place in the proper conduct U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242 will be way more dangerous with a gun in his hand than if he fucking sells pills. He's on probation. They got a reason to lock him up before he can realize that he should be checking government, possibly fighting a fucking revolution. Which one did you think they want? They in control. They facilitate whatever it is that they want to happen. The money game is being won by the ones that created it. A 17-year-old should be able to understand that clearly when I say it and then finish the fucking story. More dangerous if he feels like that and he's thinking, I'm young and stupid, potentially violent over things that I become passionate and aggressive about. If they become passionately aggressive about government corruption, they do not want those kids thinking, man, like 6 or 7 of us did something stupid or crazy to a fucking crooked politician. They don't want that. They do not want that shit, bro. I'm not saying I want it. What I'm saying is I recognize warrior spirit that's more deserving in other places than it is towards each other. But that's neither here nor there. Listen, I understand some of these kids enough to know that some of them are just being defensive, bro. There's no law on the books that I wouldn't break to save my life. I know that. And I'm a revolutionary gun rights activist. So if I see any of that inside the hearts of these kids and I go, I'm having a hard time disagreeing with you, I feel bad for y'all. I wish this wasn't happening. But I'm finding it hard to disagree with these kids, bro. I don't know. And I don't even think that's a maturity level issue with me. The maturity level will be low inside the mind of a man that can say that to you if he didn't know where it came from or what to do to fix it. Then he's just bitching and complaining. And then it sounds kind of funny for me to say that I kind of understand these kids. I understand those kids. Those same kids will find themselves with the PTSD, the propensity for fucking defensive violence as long as they found some way to fucking justify it. Then later on, they might realize that, man, I wish I would have chose something different than hurting other people about these differences or different things that I find myself disappointed in life. I should have found something different. The gangbangers in the streets, they come to terms with this, whether it's in prison or they're escaping what it is that they did, or I don't know what it is, but one day they'll realize it, just like the fucking soldiers get the PTSD and they wish that they wouldn't have did that shit either. It's even worse. But y'all tweaking, bro, if y'all think that somehow like the rap music mentality and being in tune with the young urban youth is somehow a flaw in my character. Like somehow there's a lack of maturity inside of me. I think you crazy, bro. If the military had a music genre that they can voice the truth of their lifestyles inside of, the conspiracy theories, the war stories, the broken-hearted stories about how this man came home from fucking service, serving his country, and that's not his baby. Uh, the guys that die over there, you never see him again. He died in a foreign country. Maybe they didn't even recover his body. It can be that bad. So let's tell the truth, right? Because if the military had a fucking music genre that was seemed to be completely populated by guys in military service, whether it's aspiring to be active or retired, if they all had a music genre where they can come to tell their stories, it would sound way worse than game bangers in the streets. It would sound worse. So stop fucking playing with me. The realities are bad, way worse than the street reality. But then y'all blame the music and y'all point to the music, and then y'all say, "What a culture." What kind of culture? What kind of culture is this war culture when these motherfucking politicians that you don't know or trust that sends you and your kids to fight in wars that they wouldn't fight themselves, wars that they are fucking lying about, and you're just now discovering it. You're late, but welcome to the party. These are the things that y'all try to put in comparison to say, this is how you honorably kill another fucking human being, a stranger, on the orders of a stranger. This is how you do it and be honorable. If you want to kill the guy that killed your brother last year and got away with it, there's something wrong with you. Why are you even carrying that gun? Y'all are weird, bro. Motherfuckers won't be honest. Motherfuckers won't be honest. I am psychologically and philosophically examining all of you motherfuckers, and you're crazy. Because it just don't sound right to say, go back, gang banger, go. I feel you. Fuck the police. It sounds crazy coming from a guy like me. But the police have an illusion of authority that is abused way more often than people will give it credit for in regards to keeping tally of the abuse, because they can be doing their job according to their job and still be in a state of abuse. Because so much of what it is that they do is overstepping natural law. So what's with the praising of these motherfuckers? Because the game banger can't violate my law. He can fucking invite me to a gunfight and then I can accept it. Knowing that who he is won't make me look bad if I shoot at him and he started it. I'm a mag dump him. The fuck? I don't give a fuck about him. You started it. I don't gotta like you. And I won't. Don't gotta respect you. And I won't. Don't gotta let you get away with this shit either. And I won't. I'm gonna do this at you. I might be double fisted, boy. I might have two of them. I'm just gonna let them go, bro. I'm gonna overdo whoever I gotta do, right? But I'm huggable, and I mean it, and I've proven it. I have a right to be as loving as I am, and then say whoever can't accept that shit, and then my life is on the line about it, or an innocent person's life is on the line about it, bro, I'm gonna do what you thought you were gonna do, and I'm gonna be better at it. They deserve that shit, and I deserve to act like that. I can act like that if I want to. There's a pride, right, in the idea of being defensive against the violence that you're all crying about all the time. What made you cry about the school shooting or this public shooting and shit? Made you feel bad, didn't it? Made me feel bad too. I went and bought more ammo, right? And then I told myself, be more diligent. Be even more diligent than the day before, bro. Any people hurting these innocent people out here, man, what I'm supposed to do, man? I can't hug him. It's too late for that. I offered that. You can either accept it or not. All that shit, bro. It is what it is, man. There's a total acceptance, a philosophical acceptance of my own death and the death of all of you motherfuckers that I say, well, we're here for a short time. We're going to play the game. Bad guys, I'm going to fuck you up if you cross my path. That's all I know. That's all I care about. And I'm so comfortable with it that I'll smile from time to time. I'll dance to a song from time to time. I'll point out to the cowboy, the samurai, the gang banger in the streets, and I say, I see your warrior spirit, motherfucker. I see you. I see you. Salute to you. Because there's a certain acceptance of your death or somebody else's that you said, I accept it. The truth is already there. I have to address it directly and accept it in order for me to build upon this understanding the kind of man that I need to be. And I would not blame no kid that watch his brother or his cousin get smoked in front of him for carrying a gun no matter what the law says. It's white boys out here. EDC. Hashtag EDC. Everyday carry ass type of shit. It's white boys out here who ain't got no enemies, bro. No ops. And they will tell you, carry every day, carry a gun, you never know. They ain't got no motherfucking ops, bro. And they found a reason. Reason enough, man. Just because it is what it is, you going to carry a gun every day. EDC. Might have a gun on you, an extra magazine. Might have your bag gun or your truck gun in your motherfucking truck. Guys will arm themselves the fuck up with no enemies. I'm not going to let y'all fucking talk past this shit like there's not a little piece from here and a little piece from here that we can do, that we can use to put together the ideal perspective of a man in a world like this. We can draw from all things to put this together, right? So I'm not going to let you say that you recognize the EDC in a white boy that ain't got no enemies, who lives this, life where he's got his troubles and his problems, because we all do. He don't got gang banging in the streets, who's responsible for a certain percentage of the crime and the black on black. And as soon as you even want to acknowledge black on black crime, when you see me with a gun, you should go, yeah, you probably should, bro. Higher risk for you than it is for me. White boy, I got my gun too. If you don't got one, I think you're crazy. White boys that see niggas that don't carry guns should think that them niggas is crazy. They should go, boy, the fucking stakes are high for you. And you not the one that starts this shit. Please get a gun, bro. Are you insane? I would if I were you. I ain't got no enemies and I carry one. This is what the white boys do, right? I'm not going to let y'all demonize. I don't give a fuck if he's 17. If he carry a gun in the middle of Chicago, Atlanta, LA, New York, and he go, I would rather take my chances of never being caught with this motherfucker, or being caught with it and having to use it on somebody that had to kill me, or maybe even going to jail for having it because the cops catch me. I'm risking all of that to not like die running, crying, and begging when I think somebody might be willing to kill me, bro. I think y'all asking too much. Y'all asking for too much. But people, there's some psychology behind this. People tend to look at the problem and go, problem, 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 problem. And then they either won't look for the cause or won't be honest about the cause. And I've been saying this for this entire time I've been doing this activism shit, bro. Y'all don't think deep enough to look at exactly what you're dealing with and then just say what it actually is, right? Void of all the things that are meant to emotionally detour you from finding answers to this shit. Don't use race as a guide to fucking examine what it is that you think you're looking at. All I see, black or white, is a kid that know that he witnessed a loved one be killed in front of him, and the killer either didn't get caught or the killer got friends that wants to fucking up the body count. Like, once you bump into that energy, for the sake of your own life, it's not that hard for me to see why these kids go, I got a gun, bro. I'm 17. I got a gun right here. That shit don't surprise me. Y'all are weird for being surprised by it. For even being turned off by it. You should be like, man, how about we stop whatever made his mind do that? Because when he was 14, he didn't do it. We should have been able to reach him when he was 14 to help him maintain that mentality that when he was 17, either he didn't find a need to carry the gun, or he was very rooted in lawfully being defensive in his firearm ownership. You can guide kids towards this stuff. You can guide the kids toward that shit all day. We don't focus enough to just say what the problem is to then do it. Motherfuckers won't put two and two together, not realizing that if you have a father and your father was a good father, there's a relationship to recognize that, because you know what he did to your life and your development, right? If you are a father yourself, you know how important you are to your kids' development, in their social development and everything. Now, jerks and assholes and guys with fucking fucked up worldviews and perspectives, they have kids too, and then they teach it to the kids, and that's sad, right? And then hopefully kids can rise above and shake loose these negative ornaments of personality traits that might be attempted to be passed on to you from your parents. Hopefully y'all can shake that shit. A lot of kids that have like parents that have like racist kind of tendencies, some of those kids can see past that enough to shake it. That even though they're in the house with potential racists or parents that are like real prejudiced and real judgy and snap decision making and all that type of shit about other types of people, a lot of kids go, man, based on my heart and other experiences that I had, I think you kind of overreacting to the racial thing, and I'm not going to be so sensitive about differences between me and other people. And white kids grow up developing those positive perspectives themselves, and that's dope that happens. But we can mold these kids a little bit better than what it is that we give ourselves credit for. And if you leave the molding up to themselves, a kid will take his ignorance into something that's actually justified when he says he's going to carry a gun for self-defense. He's not even wrong. Ain't nobody telling him what that means, though. This is what the problem is. And with the PTSD and how scared he is, I don't blame him. At that point, it's fucked up, and I got to say I don't blame him. We need to be working harder on keeping that from being the case so that we don't have this fucking, to even have this debate like this. And that's why I love the example that I am to these kids, to show them that, hey, man, I ain't no gangbangers, selling drugs and doing all sorts of shit. I'm not willing to fucking shoot at somebody, especially in front of their kids. On the offensive end, I'm being offensive to do this. Like, I strike first to the... that's weird, bro. Life might bring the violence and the troubles and the drama to you. Don't rush it. Fall back. Be real defensive and protective and leave everybody else alone. That way, when it comes to you, you can say, in all honesty, that you've been trying to fucking lead people on to stay away from bullshit your whole fucking life, bro. What is this that's happening right now? I'm defending myself, bro. Then you do it with pride, man. And it's the best thing you can do. Because you know that you've been living your life the whole time trying not to deserve none of that stuff. This is what I need to tell the kids. And then I tell them, listen to the young boy shit. NBA young boy, listen to it. Listen to the King Von and FBG Duck and all that. You can listen to that shit if you want to. I listened to Pac and a whole bunch of other shit that should have had me acting a certain kind of way that didn't, because I didn't fall for that shit and I knew better. My heart was already in place. Selling drugs and going to jail and being willing to run off on a plug or know that I might get robbed by somebody who I've known for a long time who just wants to get over on me because of a little bit of money right in front of him right now might make him act a certain way, get violent with me, might even kill me when he didn't even really want to do all that but might have been willing to do that. That's a tragic life. I knew that shit wasn't for me. What kid is so broken in his mental and emotional development that the music will make him say, because of the music, now I'm doing this? That's crazy. That's a sign that something else is wrong. Go further. Dig deeper. Y'all not going to fix none of these problems. Y'all all acting like bitches. This is crazy. I don't got to act like nothing. I'm going to act like me. The cowboy going to act like him. If there's a fucking 35, 40-year-old guy that's still wearing a cowboy hat, boots, walking around with a revolver in a leather fucking holster, openly carrying, chewing tobacco and chewing on a straw of hay, his peoples will say, boy, you look like your grandfather. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Because if you're an honorable man inside of this, I don't give a fuck what it fucking looks like. We desperately need the honorable, protective men who mind their fucking business and don't let the bad guy get off with no bullshit. We need those guys to come from any fucking walk of life that will accept the fucking challenge. Especially if I can say, I'll talk to them little young niggas. I'll talk to them. I'll let them know. I'll be the example too. I'll let them know. As a living example. Boy, I listen to all that shit. Boy, I feel like that too. I get Glock drums. I might mag dump a motherfucker, but not over no drug money or over no girl in the streets or over me trying to rob somebody and then I act like them trying to get back at me makes them wrong and now I'm thirsty to act like a thug in the streets. No, I just robbed this dude last week. Like, what type of crazy shit is that? The kids are falling in the inevitable arena of battle that all young men go through, but they bring all of this negative, traumatic baggage with them. There's going to be some positive and necessary, natural, and expected elements to what it is that they're doing. One of them is carrying a gun when you're scared for your life. And after that, I don't give a fuck who they are, where they come from. Is he scared? Then he going to carry the gun and I don't blame him. I'll break every law in the book to save my life. I don't care. I don't care. Jesse James and other white boy ass cowboy outlaws, they didn't care either. Them biker boys all over Arizona, New Mexico and shit, they don't care either. Right? When a broken home and drug use and abuse and drug sales and a crab in the bucket kind of a fucking mentality and either a lack of proper policing or overly policing environments to the degree that you think that we all look alike. You had a meeting this morning and you saw all the profile pictures of the missing person and you came out here treating everybody like we was one of the 9 people you talked about in your morning meeting, Mr. Officer. That wasn't me. I don't care if you think that that's me and I'm lying about my identity. I don't care if you think I look like this nigga. Let me see the picture. They don't even look like me. Type shit, right? I don't give a fuck what it is. This actually happens like that, right? This is crazy. Kids right now is growing up with other kids that's gonna later kill them over something stupid. Grow up to be a police officer and overdo his fucking job on a kid you went to school with. Come on, man. Come on, man. Everything is all weird, bro. It's all weird. Y'all think these boxes that y'all put people in are constantly being held consistent when it's all being filled with people, human beings of various shades of fucking good and evil, bro. Various shades. You think bad people don't become cops? Yes, they do. And if you cared so much about people with guns abusing people, you will be so strict on the idea of law enforcement that you will be sickened every single time you see even one of them step even a little bit out of bounds with their fucking duties, bro. Y'all will be sickened by it. And the same people that's always talking about the black community, this and that, and black on black crime, and you guys commit this percentage of the man, come on, man. Those same guys won't call out law enforcement or government for being as damaging and as violent as they are with the highest body count the world has ever fucking seen before. Reigning champion of mass murder, the fucking US government and that elite shadow fucking government bullshit. These motherfuckers have killed 260 plus million people in the past 100 years outside of the fucking war by aiming their government guns at their own people. Nobody gets to talk to me about nothing after that. Not the length of my barrel or my AR or nothing, bro. Disqualifiers everywhere, bro. Everywhere. There's really no real law but natural law. Everything else is meant to hypnotize you so they can control your wild animalistic ass with the illusion that they have some kind of God-given authority. So that's not so wild down here. And then they literally, word fucking being as literal as you can take it, capitalize on your fucking natural behavior that becomes predictable, especially when they shape your whole environment. Capitalize on it. These fucking public attorneys, lawyers, people building and then operating and running these youth facilities for troubled youth and shit like that. Bro, they put so much energy into fucking buying this expensive tax funded mop to mop the fucking wet floor instead of fixing a leaky roof. Fuck them. And fuck you for not fucking understanding what it is that I'm saying. Bro, everybody's always so late to what's going on that they're hyper-focused on the problem. Right? Hyper-focused on the problem. Never really addressing the problem. What led it to that and what can you do to fix it? Let your imagination run wild. Because when you're trying to solve social issues that are so fucking crazy, I don't care how big and crazy your imagination is. Let your imagination be so wild. Because a wild imagination or a wild idea in regards to what we need to do to save the world, save the youth, and just save the world. No matter how wild your imagination is, you're going to say something that a person might say, that's unrealistic. How the fuck are you going to get to that? That sounds good. Maybe we can get into that more. But this right here, you're goddamn right. This point that you made in this fucking long, drawn out, fucking exaggerated, fantastic fucking plan to fucking save planet Earth. This makes sense, and we should get people on that right now because you developing that might make some of these other ideas seem more plausible. Other people can throw more ideas in. I think this needs to be a global effort right now to make a better world in 50 years, and we can't leave it up to the ones that's been fucking us up all of this time to be the ones to give us that better world. This is what they do. They create the problem when they know what your reaction is going to be, so they can give you a solution that they already planned. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. This is what they do. And they do it well. They know you're going to want to search for answers, deep philosophical, religious answers of who you are and where the fuck you came from. What is a God? If there is a God, what does he want from you? What should you be doing? They know all of that. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to spoon feed you some shit that's going to keep you from being as great as they are, because the knowledge is the power. And you can tell, because Christianity in and of itself breaks itself down into so many denominations, you'd have to Google the number to figure it out. I don't think anybody knows a number off the top of their head. It changes every day. Fuck that, right? But you're gonna find them there. On your soul's journey, when you do that soul searching, they're going to be like, feed them a lie over there when they come there, because they will. They know the human mind enough to know where you're going to go. And they're going to be there 2 steps ahead of you to give you a fake something that when you come there, they go, here, take this. And then you go, my journey has been fulfilled. I found it. Nigga, nah, they played you, bruh. They played you. They play you all the time. Here, take this. This is money. Now you got this money game with a long history of fucking charging interest by a certain group of people that should have known better to know that charging interest on loans and the money and a financial system or whatever will be to the detriment of all of the people because it only leaves room for a small number of people to sit at the top of that fucking mountain. They know it. 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 And then they do it. And as soon as they do that with the fucking money system in and of itself with no other conspiracy theory fucking needed, right? It's going to create a pyramid kind of effect. Somebody's got to be at the top of that shit, bro. Somebody's going to be at the top of it. It's inevitable, and it's going to be them. The ones made the money game are going to win the money game, and that's crazy. You should find that suspicious, right? I find it suspicious. It can't be a real game if the ones that made it won't win the game all the time, right? But that's what they do. When they do that, they know inevitably the only way that can stay that way is that we don't blur the lines between this financial uh, hierarchy that leads to total domination and control over the world's resources, even water. Planet is what percentage of water, and look at them dominating, trying to corner the market on water, bro. You would think something like water, how necessary it is for human fucking life, and they know this too. The science of all of that, the body and the mind, they break down the science enough that they know, bro. They know you inside and out more than you do, more than you do. Now they want to. The idea of putting a label and a price tag on a bottle of water sounds crazy to me. Say it out loud to yourself and think about it. Think about it. I want you to think about it. I don't give a fuck about capitalism in the fucking industry. I'm telling you, for the world to be what it is that we should all want it to be, why is that not motivation enough for them to say the bottle of water is never going to cost anybody a goddamn dime? We do it for the love, bro. We do this shit for the love. This planet Earth, man. What the fuck you talking about? They in a position enough that they can get a world just to free water. Clean it, bottle it, do whatever you're going to do with it. Don't do that funny shit to it. The pH water don't even be pH water, man. Listen, they're everywhere. What was I just saying? They everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're going to find them. Because they're going to say, when they come here, because they know it's inevitable that your mind and your body and soul will go different places when they know you coming, they prepare something for you. They prepare something for you. So you can take that with you. You want a civil rights movement? We'll give them to you. Let's cover all our bases, right? Let's do the militant guy, and let's make him of a religious affiliation that will help sour the image for who he is. It makes a great enemy combatant for us. Let's do that. He's a Muslim guy, right? Then we'll give you the Christian guy. He's also the lighthearted guy who we will play lighthearted, who wasn't always supposedly so lighthearted, but he's the come together guy, the integrator guy. They cover all of their bases, right? They even put Kennedy in there too. They smoked all these guys within the same decade. The other Kennedy too. They got two Kennedys, and then two black guys. They even got some celebrities too. The peace movement celebrities, up and through the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the whole Vietnam movement. Me or know me, it trade Vietnam. Okay, that's my name. The name comes from something, the Vietnam War. People say, you're a Vietnam vet, you look too young for that. I am too young for that, for goddamn sure. And that war does not own American emotions attached to that war cannot dictate how the word is used. It's the name of a foreign country. You don't get to dictate what happens after that. And I don't have to be a part of the fucking Vietnam War to use the fucking word. It's the name of a foreign country you don't own. Chill, relax a little. But that's the meat of it. That's the sauce. We have to take into full accountability what it is that we're dealing with from all angles, man. Um, you know, it's it's a powerful thing, man. Recognizing these things and being who I am. Even adopting a name, I knew the name might be somewhat controversial. It'll get some attention. It's a powerful word, man, but because it does carry that baggage, the meaning. But Vietnam, man, when people say trade Vietnam, they go, oh man, the war, the AKs, you know, um, the hippie movement, the peace and the love, the please don't do this government, the lie to get us into the fucking war. Um, all of the CIA operations. The word means a lot to me, man. The most heavily protested war in American history, and that's what I come out here to do, to create maybe even a rivaling, a political pushback against the government war machine. I want it to be bigger than that political movement that they had against the war in Vietnam. And I wanted to be genuine, grassroots. I wanted to be um, aggressively defensive. Um, I think when you talk about a man's life being inside another man's hands, um, to manipulate it, crush it, wipe it out of existence, or lift it up. When you talk about all of those things, I say anybody who has the power to do all those things to me, I will not trust that man. Government just happens to be that quote unquote man that I don't trust because it does have the power to do all those things to me, and I don't like that. I don't gotta like it. Now, where's all this coming from? Is it coming from something or someone who has a moral high ground over me? Somebody, or something more morally superior? In the idea of true morality. Are they above me in this way? No, they're not. They lied, cheat, and steal. Mike Pompeo bragged about how the CIA took courses and classes, whole courses and classes, he says, as he laughed, about how to rob, steal, cheat, and wreck shit. And they do it well. Uh, in a world that's full of those guys, gang bangers, mafia types, um, child diddlers, law enforcement officers who may or may not be doing the right thing. They think they are, but they might not be. And I cut slack for the ones that thought that they were doing all of the right things and they really never meant to be what it is that I think I see them as, but I know that I see what I see. Right? And he would too if he would listen to me. Let go of that cognitive dissonance. Be honest about what it is that we're dealing with. It's real simple. Quick, watch this. Check it out. Watch me wreck it real quick. Am I that officer's boss? No, he know goddamn well I'm not. If I told him that I thought that I was, he'd laugh at me. If I told him no, that I meant it with a gun in my hands, that I really meant that I was his fucking boss. If he did not have a gun, he would want to know what was happening to him and where it all came from. If he did have a gun, he said, "This kind of look like I'm supposed to be fighting you. Are you insane? You get to fight for trying to dominate me and rule me. I don't even know where you're coming from with all this other shit, but I'm not gonna let you take my life about it. I'll fight you even if I lose the fucking fight just to prove to you that it's not gonna be easy. You're not my boss." This is what the cop would say to me, right? When I say it to him, people go, "Whoa, whoa, 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 wait a minute. What does the paper say? Does he have a badge? Have a badge number? Is he on duty? Was he sent here on orders? Who the orders come from? Chief of police? The mayor? Senator? If all these things begin to align and all these things make sense, we will move our moral compass away from true objective morality, and we'll just ask ourselves, what is the magical paper that changes over time that we can't keep consistent state to state? What does that say in regards to the moral disposition that we find this man in? Trey, Vietnam, refusing to be controlled or dominated outside of creating a victim of someone. He does not want to be dominated, victimized, controlled, or told what to do or threatened about anything at all. What do we do about this now? They gonna look to the paper to see what to do about it. That's not a man, bro. None of these guys are men. A cop is not a man. He can disagree with half the shit, but he'll put his whole heart into it. He'll disagree with or understand only half of it. And he'll say, "That's enough for me. Gotta get that paycheck. I got duties to perform. They're counting on me. I'm already here. This is what I'm doing." They have to stop thinking and leave all that shit at home in order to fit inside of a framework. There's no way in hell that every cop on duty in any given jurisdiction is in total agreement with all of the laws and everything they got to put their lives or other people's lives on the line about. There's no way. People can't agree on shit. We don't agree on nothing. It's real hard to get a big ass group of people to wholeheartedly agree on simple stuff. You think you got all these cops to wholeheartedly agree and work as one single operating unit, perfectly in tune with everything on the magical paper? Shut the fuck up. Sounds like a disaster. It doesn't sound like a good idea. Before y'all launch mission, I would say this. I don't think this is going to work. Way before you fucking set forth what a police officer was and what his job was going to be to do. And then you can project in the future how much it would change over time in different fucking geographical areas drawn by imaginary lines that could change, and they always do change. So does the opinion and the perspective of the people who got people's lives in the lines while they make these rules for the land. I would tell you that none of that, I don't think any of that is going to work out right. A lot of people will inevitably die um, unnecessarily behind an illusion of authority and moral high ground, when in reality those people will be very wrong for ever even trying to flex like that on a lot of people that'll lose their freedom, lifetime, time away from their kids. You create a cycle and a linear path of emotional distress financial distress, and all types of other things, they become unrecognizable later on in life. You won't even know that that's where it came from. When you use law enforcement to enforce laws that are unconstitutional, unnatural, they change between different states and all this other shit, that we are in a state of emergency. I don't know why the fuck I got, man, and then motherfuckers ask me why I act so tough. Because I'm very serious about the threats that I think that we get that's inherent in the idea of government, law enforcement, and all of that shit. There's something inherently evil about it all that'll piss me off way before they kill another black man. You don't need to kill another black man for me to know that you're wrong. You can make all the cops black and I'm not going to be any more comfortable. I won't be no more comfortable, bro. I would be scared as fuck. It would make me feel no better. Black people that don't understand what I mean when I say shit like that are in no intellectual position to talk to me about anything. You have to dismiss yourself from talking to me. Because I do believe, not that I'm smarter than everybody, I think that I'm willing to sift through the bullshit and find the little minute details that help magnify a fundamental truth in what we're talking about, that other people don't take the time to go do all of that. You stay out on the surface where if you leave from this idea to come to this conclusion, it'll sound like it makes sense. I understand where you're coming from. You don't even be all the way wrong. It's just that if you look at all of the details in this first point that you made, to see like a deeper truth, you will see a consistent path of logical thinking at the root of particular topics that will help you come to a conclusion that's way more alarming than y'all saying defund the police. Why is that the reaction that you guys have? Defund them? I hate the police, and I don't think defunding them is what it is that you're supposed to do. Nah, don't defund them. Give them more money to make the job look very appealing, but then only to the right people, because then you need to punish the bad cops harshly when they violate. You need to hold them super duper accountable to the degree that cops that deserve to be in prison and then put on death row and then maybe put to death. You should make examples out of people and do that. Because to think that no cop fucking nationwide deserved to be arrested, put into prison, and then put on death row and then executed for misperforming his duties, not for killing somebody because he went crazy. Not the obvious that cop is out of his mind. I'm talking about performing his duties and allowing his duties under the color of law to literally actually be violation of natural law and the Constitution, and thus he has engaged in kidnapping, extortion, and all these other things that would be true had he not had that badge, but he did have that gun. That's who he really is. And if you do that and be honest about what it is that you're finding, according to U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242, and others. There's other things, too, that kind of lend power to the idea that every cop, judge, and lawyer is actually a fucking felon, right? So don't defund the police. I will make it such an awesome job that people go, and then you go, when you go there, just know that you're either going to be rewarded with a nice pay to be an officer that does nothing but uphold natural rules, rights, and laws, and the Constitution. You will never create a victim. You will only come to relieve people from victimhood. If there is no victim, there is no crime. The Bill of Rights tried to tell y'all this. This is why you don't need to defund the police. Just point to all of the shit that's supposed to be honored that you guys let them skate by with. Stop letting them skate with shit. You're not skating shit around me. I'm going to call you the fuck out. If you made a weed arrest in Illinois 10 years ago, but then they legalized weed in Illinois like 4 or 5 years ago, and now you are showing that the same person who you are went from arresting people, chasing them down, making them possibly fear for their lives, them making you fear for your fucking life, throwing them in jail, taking away from their kids, might even took the kids out of the home into the foster care. That's a whole nother fucking story. I can't respect law enforcement that backs up the fucking foster care system and child protective services. Y'all bring officers to houses that don't really deserve that kind of energy, and you use force to remove kids from homes, and then you put them in worse homes. I don't gotta like y'all. I don't gotta like y'all or ignore it that it's happening. I get to bring that energy and that reminder to every debate. When people say that law enforcement is good just because they're law enforcement, no, they're not. They need to not have an advantage, an illusion to hide behind to do that, especially when Child Protective Services is known for being behind some child trafficking. I'm not going to play with y'all, right? So you got to be real with that. But if you do that, you will find yourself very much disgusted with government, law enforcement, and all of that shit. And you can't stop there. You have to say, what will be better in place of what it is that we have, so we can get all of the good that we expected them to provide And then none of the bad shit that they think they can get away with because they fucking the game up when they do that. Think about it. And then say it out loud no matter how wild your imagination is. And they say, what can we do to fix this? What can we do to get to that? Two problems here. Number one, not enough people actually fucking do that because these politicians wouldn't even fucking be honest enough to do that because it'll lead to less control on their behalf. It would totally knock down what government seems to be intended to do. Lip service. They don't give a fuck about that. And if you can't get them to rock with that, it just wouldn't be a fucking path. Part two, that it could be a path that you was willing to fucking get tough enough to make them do that shit because it ain't really up to them how we run the government. It's supposed to be up to us. And if their system is constantly leading us to this fucking desperate state of fucking sorrow for ourselves and for the rest of the country and maybe even the fucking world, when it keeps leading to that shit, you have to care enough, if you care so much, Mr. Voter, to say that the idea of a revolution ain't always so fucking far-fetched. The fucking founding forefathers brought this up because it did make sense. We honor that shit every 4th of July with the bombs bursting and air doors of gunshots and bombs going off. And we told a whole nother fucking government, fuck you and your police. That's what happened. That's what happened. I could have sworn that's what happened. We said, fuck the police, right? That's what happened. Some niggas even joined that shit and said, fuck these British police. Fuck them. Badge number what? I can't even hear you. Boom, boom, boom. That's what happened, right? I'm with all that energy, bro. The energy that I got is that revolutionary energy that I thought that y'all was celebrating, and it's gonna come to you by way of a fucking drill rapping fucking package, bro. That's my style. That's what I like. It's the only place that I've ever lived in my own life to focus on a channel defensive aggression. It's going to look street-like. It's going to look kind of street, bro. Doesn't matter. Because if I had a military background, it would look like that. But all the words will still be the same, and I'll still be just as right. It's right no matter who it is that I am or how I say it. Doesn't matter. What I'm saying is already true. Government is way too deep into the violations of their own oaths of office and the Constitution. We're watching them try to wreck this country, everybody in it, and the fucking world. If you dig deep enough, you will see that this is a long plan, that it was inevitable that it was going to happen. Politicians won't fucking tell you this. Every politician says what they're going to do about the economy, but none of them will tell you the truth that I'm going to fucking tell you that's undeniable. You can go look it up if you want to. I think that you should. The American dollar was built on a crime designed to fucking fall, and it looked like it's falling, and it kind of has to, and they already got a safety net for your ass to put under that dollar that they're calling a digital currency, which you already know well enough the negative nuances inside that digital currency that's making you say, I don't like this. Just know that it was planned, that they crash it so they can fucking make you take that shit. They're going to make you accept it whether you like it or not. They already know that some of y'all weren't going to like it, and they say, how can we force them? When they inevitably act like that. They miles ahead of y'all, bro. All I'm saying is get ahead of them too. If you mean what you say, you have to know that you're not going to stop mass murdering champions of planet Earth from doing what it is that they're doing because you're crying. They're not going to give up and give you what you want because you're crying. Pussy. Now, goofy. What up? They're not going to give you what you want because you're crying. They're not going to give you what you want because you're voting either. I don't fuck with that voting shit. Let me tell you about the voting shit. This is a point that I like to point out to y'all to show y'all how my mind works, how I think deeply, and y'all don't be thinking deep enough to use your whole imagination to reveal truths to you that they hope will go over your head. Whoever killed Kennedy did an amazing thing on planet Earth when they did that. Do you think that somebody or something with that kind of power, they could do that and make it look the way it does 50-some years later that we still can't figure it out? Do you think they did that to go away? Do you think they did that to have no more influence on American politics? If you think that they did that and now they're gone, you're crazy. I think we are in our full right to expect that whatever power energy that killed Kennedy is still here manipulating politics, and they doing it well enough that they don't got to smoke nobody because everybody's playing the fucking game and they going to die and they know it. Right? They went through that decade of smoking these motherfuckers. They smoked a lot of fucking political figures in the 60s. A lot of the heroes, bro. Y'all stopped the fucking civil rights movement by killing all the heroes and then act like we should have been good after that. You can't understand the black community today. You don't understand what the fuck is wrong with us. You killed the heroes and then flooded the hoods with heroin and crack, bro. You don't know what's wrong? I think you know what's wrong, you motherfucker. You know what's wrong. You have nothing else to expect out of that fucking environment but what it is that you're getting right now. What else did you think was going to happen, you psychos? What did y'all think was going to happen? I need answers. Motherfuckers won't answer me directly. You can tell the story from a hypothetical if you can put your mind back there, and your hypothetical is going to sound like what you see right now. There's nothing good that you can expect to come out of that. Don't be silly. You're not talking to a child. You're talking to a grown-ass man. I'm not going to play these games with y'all. Idiotic perspectives like that that get in the way of us finding the real truth and remedy to the problems that we're talking about, I will dismiss you, bro. Get off my channel. I don't want to talk to you. I don't need your support or nothing. This shit is way too simple if you just say what it is that you're dealing with. Don't sugarcoat it. Say what it is that you're dealing with. That's sabotage. For financial and political gain, no less. The CIA brought that shit in when they was trying to fund that Bay of Pigs, Cuban shit that they had going on down there. Insane crazy. They used the drug money to facilitate some political manipulations that they wanted to get into that they couldn't get the whole U.S. government to support them on. I gotta respect the CIA now. The CIA can kiss my dick. I don't gotta like or respect none of them or anything that they did and all of the aftermath. I'm blaming them completely, and it's justified, bro. Anybody who understands that won't let me do that is out of their minds. That's fair game. I can say fuck them and mean it with a smile on my face, bro. You can't stop me. I know that I'm right. No one has to let that shit slide either. I will forever hold them accountable for doing that shit. I'm always going to blame them. It's not something that we can forget or let slide or not calculate into how we see the U.S. government when you know that this is what happened. I hold grudges, bro. Y'all play too much. I hold grudges, motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with y'all. Y'all just like point to all of the fucking problems that are right here in front of you, and you never try to address where it came from with any honesty. Weirdos, man. Weird, strange, fake-ass smart motherfuckers. Ain't doing shit-ass niggas. Be all over the internet talking about what somebody is or is not doing, and you ain't even doing nothing. You ain't saving no kids or none of that shit. You ain't sticking up for that fancy gun you got or none of that shit. All y'all some bitches, bro. Y'all make me laugh, bro. Fuck out of my fucking life, bro. John Mendoza, what up? Rick James, as usual. Cody, I seen you when you stepped in. Cody, what up if you still in here? Crack That Code. Angel, RPM. Richard James in here on the second account. I like when you do that, man. You in here on 3 accounts, Rick? Yo ass tweaking. Thanks, man. Thanks for the engagement and all that, man. Ammo Alchemist, what up? Haters gonna hate. Yeah, they go. Haters gonna hate, and it's crazy. But every time I run across like a real big hater that's on some dumb shit, I instantly categorize them under bitch ass, pussy ass, goofy. That's never gonna be any help to his kids or anybody else, and will be useless in the revolution. That's the name of the whole fucking category that I put him in. Fuck them. Lames, man. Motherfuckers can't be real men or nothing. Doing all this walking around complaining ain't got no remedy. What they say when you complain and you ain't got no remedy? That you bitching. I complain about all of the shit because I got all of the ways to fix that shit too. The fucking gun gets the job done, period. You say all that loving shit and make all your demands when you airing your government grievances with a gun in your hand. Tell them that you mean that shit and that they're breaking laws and shit, and you don't got to let them do that. We all fucking abide by the laws, right? U.S. Title 18, Section 241, 242 says that every cop, judge, and lawyer is probably a felon. Can't have guns. Should be in prison. Some of them have done enough to earn the death penalty, and that's not me saying that. This is their writing. When I point to their writing and I say this kind of shit, I'm not going to be played for being, calling anybody to action or being a violent revolutionary fucking danger to the man. Shut the fuck up. It's way too late, bro. I'm way too clear what it is, and I'm talking about that. If I read your shit and come to this conclusion, you can kiss my ass, bro. Fuck you want me to do? Huh? What you want me to do? Pretend I ain't read that shit? Like I don't understand it? Like I don't know what's supposed to happen? Man, the expectations and shit all sounds like a whole lot of clutter in the in-between because y'all just trying to keep motherfuckers from fighting y'all asses. All that bullshit talk in between, I'm done with it, actually. I'm done with all that bullshit talking in between to them. I have no expectation that the government's going to listen to a goddamn thing that I say or any of us collectively and then do the right thing. You think they're going to listen to us and do the right thing? Nobody thinks that that's going to happen, actually. Most of you voters don't even think that that's actually going to happen. Why do y'all play so much? What's with the playing the game, with the ignoring the reality? Acting like bitches, bruh. Acting like some hoes, man. I don't like y'all, bro. Yo, check out the link to the merch. Hugger AR on the hoodie. It's almost springtime. It'll be springtime soon. We're going to get out the t-shirts. We're going to get out the t-shirts and the tank tops and the sundresses and all that type of shit. Check the link for the merch is in the description already. Hugger AR on it if you want to be light about it. If you want to be real heavy about it, I got fuck the ATF hoodies and t-shirts. I even got a 3 t-shirt series that highlights the death and rebirth process that was taught in the Tibetan Book of the Dead and the Emerald Tablets. That's how deep I am. I put messages from that shit on fucking t-shirts because y'all some bitches, bro. Motherfuckers don't be thinking clearly or nothing. If you understand the Bardo Thodo, which is the cycle of life and death and rebirth outlined in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, if you don't know what it is, look into it because it's fascinating. It's one of the few things that I've stumbled upon that took me so much by surprise the way it did, because it took some ideas and some quote unquote beliefs that I had and put them into something that made sense. And I went, there's no way this is not the truth. So the Bardo Thodo is the 3-part process of death, birth, and rebirth. And the first stage is the Chikai Bardo. That's the moment of death, when your soul realizes that it is detached from the body. That moment where it's like separation, there and here. Look at that. The body's there. I feel up here. I am here. That realization that you were not your body is a deep realization to try to hang on to. People can't do it. A lot of people don't even know it and practice throughout their lives to recognize the truth of it. More or less have your fear of death to subside enough to allow the truth to shine through. In your moment of death, you're not going to recognize it in your moment of death. It's hard for people to do that. And then after that moment of death, when you realize that your body is separated from the soul, the spirit, then you go into the Chanyid Bardo, is what they call it in the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And the Chanyid Bardo is all of your karma that you gather in your life bombarding you. And in your state of not being able to accept your own death, you're going to feel like you have fallen into the hell that Christianity and other religions kind of warned you about. Part of it is true. All of the negativity is going to come to you looking for reconciliation or acceptance from you, that you are dead and this is what the fuck you did with your time. If you cannot reconcile that, all of that karma harnesses itself back into energy, and then you are reborn again to go fix that shit. That's the third Bardo. That's the Sidpa. The Sidpa Bardo is the third one. So those are the 3 steps in life, death, and rebirth inside the Tibetan philosophy. And I think that shit is important, man. I'm way deeper than you motherfuckers think. I'm way deeper than a fucking rap song that you saw me dancing to on YouTube with my guns and shit. I do all of this and I like being who it is that I am because it excites me that everything that I have to offer, people is not going to expect to find it in this. I'm going to be hoodies and boots and jeans until I'm 80. I don't give a fuck. I'm not wearing penny loafers and shirts with buttons on them. I'm not going to do it. And I don't have to. Because what's in here and in here, that shit is golden, bro. It's platinum and it's supposed to be like that. And if you judge by the package, then you failed the fucking test. You're not supposed to judge the truth by the package, man. Y'all are crazy. RPM Trey Vietnam and this bitch who bang, get a fucking gun today and don't be a bitch about it. Somebody might try to play you about your life. You don't got to let them do that shit.